Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
किसकी
morning, ma'am.
presentation?
Ma'am, it's my presentation today.
Okay, are you ready?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, it was my presentation yesterday.
हाँ जी.
Ma'am, yesterday it was my presentation, the class that didn't happen.
Ma'am, it was
Okay,
my
who is speaking? I
presentation.
can't see. Who's the boy
Hello,
who
ma'am,
is
am I
speaking?
audible?
I can't see. Tanish.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think I had entered 10th February for my presentation, if I'm correct.
Okay. तो दोनों कर लो श्वेता. You can begin and he can carry on. तानिश आपका टॉपिक क्या है?
Ma'am, promotion.
श्वेता आपका भी प्रमोशन ही है ना?
मैम मेरा सेल्स प्रमोशन, पर्सनल सेलिंग और पब्लिक रिलेशन है.
ठीक है, आप you start and then तानिश can carry on. ठीक है?
ओके मैम.
क्या होगा? ठीक है?
मैम, मे आई स्टार्ट?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. My name is Shweta and I'm going to present you a presentation on the topic some elements of promotion mix, that is sales promotion, personal selling and public relations. So let us begin with our first topic, that is sales promotion. Basically, the sales promotion is nothing but the short term incentives which are made or designed to attract the customers or encourage them to buy or to make immediate purchase of a product or service. To be more specific, it refers to the provision for a limited period of time of special incentives to encourage purchase of a product or service. For example, free samples, price reduction, premium offer, etc. The next is the objectives of sales promotion. The first, introduction of a new product. The first and main objective of the company is to make customer aware of their new product, its features, its uses, and many more. Sales promotion help them to introduce their new product to the customers or buyers in the market. The second is attracting customers. Sales promotion helps in attracting prospective buyers towards the product and induce them to buy the product at the point of purchase. This method of attracting customers is usually known as catch-all method. The third is the company's image enhancement. Building company's image in the eyes of public plays an important role in the growth of the company. And sales promotion help those companies to enhance their image in the eyes of public. The fourth is the increasing sales volume and earning profit. Sales promotion helps to increase immediate sales by persuading customers and dealers, and this increase in sales volume leads to earn more profit. However, sales promotion suffers some limitations as well. The first is short term effect. The effect of sales promotion is immediate and short lived. So the results realized are also short lived. As soon as the concessions and incentives given to the customers are withdrawn, the demand for the product falls. The second is the bad impression of the product's quality. As sales promotion offers concessions and incentives such as price cut, discount, free gifts, free samples, etc., may sometimes create an impression that these are being done to sell a poor quality product. The third one is the discounts are not real. As far as the various types of discounts, such as cash discount, off season discount, festival discounts, etc., are concerned, there is always a feeling that these are not real and the price would have already been inflated. Let us move on to our next slide, that is tools of sales promotion. The first is consumer promotion tools, which include samples, coupons, and cash refund offers. Samples, in this, a small amount of product is offered to the consumer for trial. This helps the consumer to verify the real quality of the product. However, offering samples or distribution of samples through retail stores to the potential customer is quite expensive. The next is coupons. Basically, coupons are the certificate that gives buyers a saving when they purchase a specified product. What is the most important is that a coupon offer does not spoil the normal price of the brand, nor does it impair the margin of the dealer. The next is cash refund offers. It is an offer to refund part of the purchase price of a product to consumers who send a proof of purchase to the manufacturer. It is somehow alike with coupons, except that the price reduction occurs after the purchase occurs. The second one is the trade promotion tools, which includes discounts and allowances. Discount is a straight reduction in price on purchase during a stated period of time, whereas allowances refers to the promotional money paid by the manufacturer to retailers in return for an agreement to feature the manufacturer's product in some way. The third and the last one is the business promotion tools, which includes convention and trade shows and sale contest. Convention and trade shows are organized by the companies to promote their product, whereas sales contest is offered to salespeople or dealers to motivate them to increase their sales performance over a given period of time. Let us move on to our next topic, that is public relations. So basically, public relations is nothing but the management function which evaluates public attitudes, identifies the policies and procedures of an organization with the public interest, and executes a program of action and communication to earn public understanding and acceptance. Or it can be understood that it is a unique management function which helps organizations to establish and maintain mutual lines of communications, understanding, acceptance, and cooperation with their publics. Now, some of the functions of public relations are: the first is product publicity. New product requires special effort to publicize them. The PR department advises the top management that the company can draw attention to new product by sponsoring sports and cultural events, by organizing news conferences, exhibitions, seminars, etc. The second is lobbying. Lobbying refers to maintaining a healthy relationship with the government's official. So the public relations professionals help the company to maintain such relationships with the government officials and ministers in charge of corporate affairs, industry, and finance with respect to policies relating to the business and the economy. The third is the corporate communication. The company's image can be promoted through communication with the public and employees within the organization. This is usually done through speeches by the company's executives, interviews with the TV channels, annual reports, etc. The fourth is press relation. Information about the organization needs to be presented in a positive manner in the press. Public relation ensure the company's good relationship with the press and media in order to picturize their true facts and good image of the company to the public. The last topic of my presentation is the personal selling. So the personal selling is a marketing process with which consumers are personally persuaded to buy goods and services. In fact, the most powerful element in the promotional mix is salesmanship. Basically, salesmanship is a term used to denote personal selling earlier. So it is a two-way form of communication that gives marketers the greatest freedom to adjust a message to satisfy customers' information needs. Now, fundamentally, there are two kinds of personal selling. The first is creative personal selling, and the second is competitive personal selling. Basically, creative personal selling is defined as educating the people in a way that they begin to demand new goods or services. It makes the consumer realize and later on convert his need into demand. Creative personal selling helps in creating new markets for an old product and a market for a new product. The second is the competitive personal selling. So basically, the main purpose of competitive personal selling is to overcome the competition. In other words, when yesterday's luxuries become today's necessaries, personal selling become competitive, and to overcome such competition, company needs or requires modern and effective personal selling method. If we take an example of room fresheners, earlier when room fresheners were introduced in the market, So the company has to adopt some creative personal selling methods to make customers or buyers aware of their product and its features, its qualities, etc. But later on, when the varieties of the same product came into the market, like varieties of same room freshness with different flavors came into the market, the company need to compete with them also, as it is obvious for those manufacturers to sell their product in the market and to capture the market. So this is how they deal with the competitive deal with the competition in the market. The next topic is the process involved in personal selling. The first is prospecting. Before the communication process between the potential buyers and the sellers begin, identification of potential customers or prospect is also necessary. This is because everyone cannot be considered as potential customer, as it is not likely that all the people will buy. The second is pre-approach. In this stage, the salesman has to find a prospect or potential buyer who has need and want, has the ability, willingness, and authority to buy the product. The third is the approach. This stage involves establishment of a contact with the potential buyer so selected. It involves introduction and creating a good relation with the buyers. It also ensures a good impression to be created upon the potential buyers. The fourth stage is the presentation, or we can say demonstration. This stage ensures the complete presentation or demonstration of the product to the customers. It involves the benefits of the product, how it is to be used, its features, and many more that has to be explained or presented to the customers. The fifth one is the overcoming objection. After you have made your sales presentation, it's obvious for your customers to have some hesitation and concerns, which is called objections. So, listening and understanding their concerns and showing a positive attitude towards them can help a salesperson to tackle such objections. The sixth is closing the sale. Eventually, if your customer is convinced that your product will meet his or her needs, you will close by agreeing on the terms of the sale and finishing up the transaction. Sometimes a salesperson has to make several trial closes during a sales call, addressing further objections before the customer is ready to buy. And the last stage is the follow up. It is an important part of assuring customer satisfaction, retaining customers, and prospecting for new customers. This might mean sending a thank you note, calling the customer to make sure the product was received in satisfactory condition, or checking in to make sure a service is meeting the customer's expectations. So that's it. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, anyone wants to ask anything? Say anything? Ask any doubt? Okay, Tanish, you can start your presentation. Tanish, कौन?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not able to hear you, Tanish. Have you started?
Ma'am, am I
Tanish?
audible now?
Yes, now you're
Yeah,
audible.
sorry, ma'am, the mic was not working correctly. Wait.
Okay, you can
Uh,
restart.
yeah. So, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be presenting promotion. So, introduction. It is always said having a great product is not enough. People must be made aware of the existence of the product. Marketing would never be able to fulfill its complete potential if the consumers aren't made aware of the products that exist in the market. Hence, there is a huge need for informing people about the availability of the product, persuading them about its distinctive characteristics, and influencing them to purchase the same. This is where the role of promotion in marketing comes in. One of the four P's of the marketing mix, promotion performs a key role in determining profitability and success of a market. So, what is promotion? Promotion is a set of activities that share knowledge about a particular brand, product, or service to increase brand awareness and sales by informing, persuading, and influencing the buyers to purchase the product. It is a potent tool in the hands of marketers which they use to stimulate demand and increase their sales. Objectives of promotion: to stimulate demand between the consumers, to inform the consumers about the product, to persuade consumers to buy the product, to bring brand loyalty between the consumers and showing superiority over competitors, and to maintain long term relationships with customers. What is promotion mix? The term promotional mix is used to refer to the combination of different kinds of promotional tools used by a firm to advertise and sell its products. The main promotional tools or activities which make up promotion mix are personal selling, advertising, publicity, and sales promotion. These are also known as elements of promotion mix. So, why should we use promotion mix? Each kind of promotion has its limitations and costs, which means that marketing will be more effective once these tools are mixed together. A carefully planned promotional mix ensures that the business has multiple strategies in place for reaching customers, marketing sales, and achieving both short and long term goals. So, promotion helps in improving the effectiveness of the promotional campaigns, segmenting the audience, improving communication with clients, informing subscribers, and standing out from the crowd. So, the elements of promotion mix, the first element is advertising. So, advertising is any paid form of non personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, or services by an identified sponsor. It is an impersonal form of communication in which there is no personal connection between the firm and the target audience. It is one of the most visible and greatest promotional tools because it helps us to reach a very large and geographically diverse audience, that too at a very high frequency. The most familiar media of advertising are television, radio, magazines, internet, etc. Characteristics. So, paid form advertising requires the sponsor to pay to create an advertising message. One way communication. Advertising is one way communication where brands communicate to the customers through different mediums, personal or non personal. Non personal, example, TV, radio, or newspaper, or personal, example, from social media. So, the advantages and the disadvantages of advertising. The advantages are that it quickly reaches a large audience, it helps in gaining product, it helps in the distribution of the product, it helps provide effective targeting and tracking, and effective when addressing certain issues. Disadvantages: it adds to the cost of production and product, it may lead to a price war, it can be used as deceptive advertising, it leads to unequal competition, it creates a monopolistic market, it promotes unnecessary consumption, and it may lead to a decline in moral values. Personal selling. Personal selling is face-to-face paid communication, which aims to inform and persuade prospects and customers to purchase products/services or accept ideas. Here, the firm appoints salesperson who personally present themselves from door to door in order to advertise their products. This maintains a regular flow of communication, which in turn creates an environment of trust and builds strong interpersonal relationships between the buyer and the seller. It is flexible, allows personal interaction, and also helps us to get immediate feedback. This way, the customers are also allowed to inquire about the product in detail and make adjustments according to their preferences. It is the most effective tool for building bias preferences, convictions, and actions. Advantages: since it is a two-way communication, it allows the selling agent to get instant feedback from the buyer and can allow them to make adjustments in real time. Since it is an interactive form of selling, it helps build trust with the customer. It is more of a persuasive form of marketing. Since the customer is face to face with the salesperson, it is not easy to dismiss them. Disadvantages: it is a relatively expensive method of selling. There is a requirement of high capital costs. It is an extremely labor intensive method because a large sales force is required to carry out personal selling successfully. The training of the salesperson is also a very time consuming and costly process. This method can also only reach a limited number of people. Sales promotion. Sales promotion refers to a marketing strategy where short term incentives are given in order to increase a product's demand and promote its sales. As short term incentives, marketers usually offer their product with a lower cost of ownership or include an additional value added to the product. Some examples may include an advertising campaign, increased PR activity, a free sample campaign, offering free gifts or training stamps, temporary price reductions, and so on. Sales promotion can be used as a great tool when firms are in need of a quick response from the customers because it attracts the attention of the buyers by offering them strong purchase incentives. Sales promotion can be of two types. When sales promotions are directed at end users, it is called consumer promotions, price discounts, coupons, refunds, exchange offers, etc. When sales promotion are directed at resellers, that is retailers, wholesalers, agents, or distributors, it is called trade promotions, like event sponsorship, trade shows, in store displays. Examples of sales promotion: objectives of sales promotion. It is an important promotional strategy to spread information about the brand to new customers, stable, stabilize sales volume and fulfill short term sales goals, stimulate demand for a short term by making the product look like a great deal, increase brand awareness, create interest, help the firm remain competitive in the market. Advantages: it helps create awareness of new products, strengthens customer involvement and loyalty, can be quick to develop. Disadvantages: it may condition customers to wait for promotion, can lower perception of the brand, issues with promotion clutter, distributors may not be willing to accept. Public relations. Public relations involve a broad sense of communication activities employed to create and maintain favorable attitudes and opinions towards any organization and its products. The main objective of public relations is to maintain a positive reputation of the brand and maintain a strategic relationship with the public, prospective customers, partners, investors, employees, and other stakeholders, which leads to a positive image of the brand and makes it seem honest, successful, important, and relevant. These are the types of public relations: mainly media relations, investor relations, government relations, community relations, internal relations, customer relations, and marketing communications. The advantages: the opportunity to amplify key messages and milestones. When PR activities are well aligned with other marketing activities, organizations can use PR to amplify their ideas. Believable. Because publicity is seen to be more objective, people tend to give it more weight and find it more credible. Employee pride. Sponsoring charitable activities or community events can help with employee morale and pride. It can also be an important, it can also be an opportunity for teamwork and collaboration. Engaging people who visit your website. PR activities can generate interesting content that can be featured on an organization's website. This brings visitors to the site and it can generate interest and traffic long after the PR event or moment has passed. Disadvantages: cost. A public relations firm may need to be hired to develop campaigns, write press releases, and speak to journalists. And all this requires money and resources. Lack of control. There's no guarantee that a reporter or industry influencer will give the company or product a favorable review. It's the price you pay for unbiased coverage. We also don't have any control over the accuracy or thoroughness of the coverage. There's always a risk of getting facts wrong or missing important details. Missing the mark. Even if you do get everything right, you pull off a worthy event and it gets written up by a local newspaper, say your public relations effort can fall short and fail to reach enough or right part of your target audience. It doesn't do any good if the reporter's write up is very short or it appears in a section of the newspaper that no one really reads. Direct marketing. Direct marketing is a method of advertising wherein the aim is to use a specific tool in order to achieve given advertisement related action in a predetermined group of consumers. It uses information such as store visits or website visits made by consumers which can be correlated to a direct response of a communication action initiated by the marketer. The communication can take many different formats such as postal mail, telemarketing, point of sale, etc. The advantages: targeting. This allows us to spend specific messages to particular groups of customers based on demographics and buying behavior. The more targeting the campaign, the more successful they are likely to be. Personalization. Direct email or email can be addressed to a specific person and even include details like past orders. A phone call can engage a customer in conversation to start building a relationship with your business. Affordable. Tactics like email marketing or leafleting can be very cost effective. Measurable. If the marketing messages ask the recipient to take a particular action or use a specific voucher code, the success of campaigns can easily be tracked. Informative. It allows us to deliver detailed information on product, service, and prices. Disadvantages: low response rate. Direct marketing response rates tend to be around 1 to 3%. When you reach a consumer who isn't interested in your products or services, it wastes money and they're likely to find it irritating. Competition. It can be hard to make messages stand out when the recipient receives high number of marketing emails or direct email. Cost. Tactics like telemarketing and direct mail may have high financial and resource costs. Legal issues. There are laws relating to privacy and data protection in direct marketing. One must ensure that the mailing list only contains individuals who have consented to review marketing messages. Okay, that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Tanish, very good presentation. I don't know when did I allocate you with this, but very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone wants to ask anything?